Hello, dear one. Welcome to this episode where I am going to share a little bit more in depth the dynamics that happens inside of a twin flame connection. Now, lately I've been feeling very, very guided to share about the twin flame journey because it is actually holds the key to it is a spiritual journey that holds the key to ascension. I repeat, not everyone listening to this, being a part of this community, being a part of this journey is a twin flame. Many of you are, but I'm hearing 30% for some reason. Okay. But some of you aren't, and still these messages apply to you because the twin flames, okay, the way I can explain this, the twin flames are part of the 144,000. Now, I haven't yet received the info whether all of the 144,000 are twin flames or not. I cannot tell you for sure. I know some say that indeed all of the 144,000 are twin flames, but again, I cannot tell you with certainty. So this is to be continued. Okay, so the 144,000, and again, those of you who have the Bible in your hands, please let me know in the comments, however this is your version of what is going on, or Buddhist teachings, or I mean anything. I'm interested in all, so please share with me in the comments below, because as you know, this channel is primarily I'm channeling Syrian messages from the Syrian star system. Everything that comes through me comes directly from them, unfiltered. We are figuring this out as we go. There are no guidelines. There are no predefined templates for the new earth other than what there are prophetic messages that we can use as guidance, but there is no such thing as a predefined map already other than what we are consistently receiving from source. And our job is to work through our human mechanism and our human conditioning and our already defined identities that we have molded from the old earth to be able to be clear channels and to be able to follow the guidance and no longer feeling pulled by the 3D earth, which is, you know, as the earth split has already occurred. We know that the earth split has already occurred, meaning those of you who know, those of you here, you are all part of the ascension timeline. And it will be harder and harder and harder and harder for you to engage with the 3D old earth. And with that comes a lot of fears. With that comes a lot of doubts, because some of you may not know, okay, what's ahead for me in the new earth? What's ahead for my family or loved ones? What's, how am I going to make a living? Because for now, we know that the money system belongs to the old earth. All these questions may start arising, and my answer to that is it is normal, because we are moving towards something that is not there yet. It already is, but it is again up to us and our connection and our faith, basically, if you want to call it faith, to move towards that, because it is already assured. And yet I cannot stress how important our faith is in building the new earth. And so right now the process that is occurring, this is why I'm going to come back to the twin flame journey and why it is so crucial to the ascension process. please bear with me, because this is probably one of the most complex topics that I'll ever share. I mean, ever, that I have shared previously. There's more to come. Anyway, so what I was saying is that right now, the tedious process that we are in is figuring out all these details. And again, it's going to be subjective to all of you. Okay, there is no one size fits all. I cannot tell you what your destined path is. You know, and it's encoded in your soul. You know how you're meant to move through this transition. Okay, we have a unique path that is unfolding for each and every one of you. But what I can help you with, there are some general guidelines that will be valid for all of us, okay? But again, I cannot tell you step one, do that, or quit your job, or go into farming. I mean, it's, again, I cannot stress this enough. Your unique purpose is going to be so unique that it is so frustrating, because we kept looking on the outside, we kept looking for clues on what's my purpose. But the only way to know it is in connection with source, with your soul, with your star family. And the only way that I can help you is releasing the programming of the old earth, so that you can recreate this connection and be so solid in your new earth vibration, in your new earth timeline, that the answers will unfold from there. I'm not here to tell you to go a certain direction, because this is what we've been doing so far, listening to others, telling us what to do, which is absolutely just nonsense. I remember when I first got into the coaching industry, I paid thousands and thousands of euros for laid out, predefined coaching packages that would help me find my purpose and do this and do that. And all these empty promises that, I mean, week 12, I was still talking to my coach, and she was totally frustrated that I couldn't figure it out, because she wasn't the one who was supposed to help me figure it out, if that makes sense. It's different. The kind of guidance that we are going towards right now in the old earth is different. I know I'm calling my program mentorship, but I'm not going to brainwash you into something that, even though it may have been valid for me, it won't be for you. The mentorship is really around the energetics and the dynamics of how the process of ascension works, and it will be applied in your case, however it will be for you. Okay, with your own details, with your own unique path, with your own guidance. And the reason why I had to go through those tedious years of being inside of that industry, being inside of the self-help industry, and realizing that, my gosh, that's so the old earth, it was to become a better guide, to become a new earth guide, and not to loop around in the 3D. And so imagine the frustration for me, because I knew I was a good guide, I knew I was a good coach, better than most of them out there, but it was just not working for me, because I was never meant to loop around in that old paradigm. I was never meant to just misguide people and take their money and give them false promises, which is, what the 3D old earth is all about. Anyway, we are here to create something concrete. We are here to create something new. We are here to birth. We're here to birth a new world into creation, into reality. We're here to learn how to be creators, to learn how to use our life force energy for the greater good, for this new society, for these new projects, for these new foundations that were laying ahead. And it's all coming from within. It's all coming from the life force that is being siphoned, that has been siphoned from us, and that we're now taking back and remembering how much power we actually have to create, remembering how much of a creators we are, because this is, it's what the 5D energy is all about. It's no longer having to go from point A to point B to get something. It's being able to align with your unique frequency and to see the manifestation of your frequency, of your alignment, of your embodiment into the physical reality. All right, so okay, coming back to the twin flame. I know that was a long introduction, but what I wanted to share is that the faith, okay, the 144,000 are at the forefront of the ascension timeline, okay? We are the guides, we are the wayshowers, we are the trailblazers, and we are the crazy souls up there who chose this huge task, which is the hardest path of ascension on Earth. There are many paths that we can take, but the twin flame, because we are just wayshowers, meaning if we want support, or if we want to rely on external circumstances, it won't be possible, because no one has access to our vision but us, but our soul. So your path has been feeling very lonely, has been very tedious, has been very, 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 very challenging, because you are one of the first ones to break the chains, break the patterns, to release the old earth. And we know how difficult it is to not feel understood, to not be acknowledged by anyone around us in our uniqueness, in our frequency, in our alignment. And therefore we had to go through this painful process of abandoning our soul to survive in the old earth. Okay, that was the karmic cycles, because we had to learn and unlearn patterns of existence that we can now offer solutions to. So that was the old cycle, that was the old earth that has completed. And so the reason why the twin flame journey is such a challenging journey, and it challenges every single cell in your body to rely on faith and solely on faith, it is because of that. It is how the universe designed this process so that you can become so sovereign in your in your connection to source that you can become a leader. And that is what leaders are, right? The leaders don't follow. A true new earth leader is someone who is so connected to their vision and has it so it's so solid that they cannot be swayed, even if everyone around them tells them it's not a viable path, you're a dreamer, you're out of your mind, you're delusional. And we will, on our path, and we have had so many obstacles and so many challenges that we had to face, but it was ultimately all to strengthen our faith and to strengthen our connection to our vision, and to to our path and to the new earth and to our soul, which again ultimately leads us to this wonderful connection that is sort of a carrot on a stick, right? But if you are attaching this journey to a particular person, you're not getting the depth of it, because the real twin flame journey, the real twin flame path is the one that will empower you to really stand in your most sovereign self, to detach from the old earth and to really come back to who you truly are, to your higher self. It's a journey of empowerment. It's a journey of creation, is a journey of doing things differently. And yes, for many of you out there, we had to do this alone. We had to go through this process on our own. And this is where, so number one is faith. Okay, strengthening your faith. This is why twin flames are key to the process of ascension, because they are the guides. They have the strongest connection to source. They are the closest to God. Okay, the 144,000, they are the closest to God. All of us starseeds are just high beings. Okay, we all have a very strong connection to source. There is no hierarchy, if we want to call it like that, in an egoic sense. But there is a path of evolution that our soul has chosen, and this is the twin flame journey is an accelerated path, meaning on a soul level, yes, twin flames are much more evolved than many other star seeds and than many others. And again, not from an egoic place, but it's just the reality of it. So number one, because they're the closest to God, they will receive the messages first. But as we know, the 3D is so low vibrational that to come here on this realm with such a high vibrational soul and such a high vibrational energy, you had to fragment yourself enough to be able to survive. And so your soul has chosen karmic experiences that are very, very tough, that you had to heal from, because that was the only way that you could fit into the 3D earth. I hope this makes sense. Unless your soul was fragmented enough to fit in and to forget who you are, you could have not make it, period. It's just not possible. And this is what we are starting to see more and more right now as we're detaching from the old earth. Many of us, the higher you go, the more difficult it will be for you to be in the 3D, to be in the matrix. And this is the reason why many of you may still feel stuck in the matrix, because you know that if you choose your path, if you 100% go in your path to ascension, you have to let go of survival fears. You have to let go of all that. And it's freaking tough. I get it. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. So it's a path of spiritual mastery. It's a path. It's a unique path. So that is the first thing. And the second thing that I wanted to share, which is very, very important, is the understanding of how this dynamic works between the counterparts and why it is essential in the transformation of society. Again, I repeat that if you look at the twin flame journey from a romantic perspective, it's simply going to be a painful experience. But if you look at it from the perspective of ascension, that's when everything changes. Because if you look at it from a romantic perspective, you're still attached to the old way of relating to a romantic partner. It's a long story, but anyway, because we're creating 5D new connections, which are completely different. So I wanted to share that the dynamics is, I'm gonna use energies, okay? I'm gonna call the divine masculine is the polarity of the soul that embodies more over 80% of the masculine energy, and they are very, very strongly in their masculine polarity, meaning they have such a strong masculine energy, or they operated from such a strong masculine energy all throughout their life that they abandoned their feminine essence, their feminine energy, which is their intuition, their connection to love, to source, connection to their bodies, sensuality, creativity. And the way it happened, it is through rejection. The masculine collective, the divine masculine collective from the twin flames, and again, it's not just the twin flames, but it's more so, it applies more so and very, very strongly to the twin flame collective. But we all came here to heal these patterns, so I'm not just addressing the twin flames, so just bear with me. The way it happened, the way you disconnect from your soul, which is the feminine energy, your soul is the feminine energy, your intuition, is through rejection. So in your childhood, you have chosen karmic parents or karmic situations in which your soul would be rejected, in which you, maybe your mother or your father or both, or just the environment in which you were in, they could not accept your soul. For whatever reason, you had to, your soul and your essence, your true essence was rejected. And the masculine carried such a deep wound of rejection that they had to, in order for, if they were to reconnect with their soul, with their heart center, they would have connected first to the wound, okay? And they would have had to heal that wound in order for them to reconnect back to the pure essence of who they are. Because when you open your heart, you open everything that is in there and that you have stored in the energy center of your chakra, okay? We store energy inside of our energy centers. This is why healing our energy centers is truly, truly important. It's very multi-layered, so please stick with me. And if you need to listen to this episode multiple times, please do. So, the masculine is attached to this wound of rejection, and this is why they keep rejecting their counterpart, but they don't reject you. I mean you. They don't reject them as a person, as an individual, but they reject they postpone the healing journey, the healing process, because it is very painful. And because they are a mirror to their soul, they will first be mirroring to them the wounds. So unless they heal, they cannot connect to their true destiny, they cannot connect to their true purpose, they cannot connect to their true soul. And so their ego, which is the persona they have built out into the world, which for many of them, it's a very impressive one, because the more wounded you are, the bigger the ego will be, and the more you want to prove out into the world, and the more you're going to seek validation from the outside world through your status, through external things, basically. And right, so in order for them to reconnect to their soul, they will have to deconstruct their ego, meaning they'll have to let go of the persona that have given them stability, validation, safety, and that is the ego death, and that is the very painful process of spiritual awakening. So yeah, and by the way, I want to share that both counterparts go through both processes. I have personally had my spiritual awakening 7 years ago, where I had to go through that. The ego and the persona that I built out into the world, I had to really deconstruct it, and I had to work through the fears of rejection and all these things that the masculine collective is now really going through. Now the feminine polarity, those of you who hold the feminine polarity of the connection on a strong in strong proportions, are mostly attached to the wounding of abandonment. And the wounding of abandonment comes from not feeling supported, not feeling safe out into the world, especially as a channeler, as a spiritual being. And this is karmically comes from so many lifetimes in which we have been persecuted, oppressed, in which spirituality has just been ostracized and put down because of the 3D agenda, which is to disconnect you from source. And so this is why the feminine energy within us, it's so oppressed, and this is why there is so much wounding around this idea. And personally, I have had to go through just major karmic cycles of just not feeling safe in the world, because it's not the way the world is built today. It's not safe for us to show our true light and show who we truly are. So what will happen inside of the dynamics is that the divine masculine will keep abandoning you, will keep being influenced by other energies to abandon you, to leave you struggling alone, to leave you at the limits of survival, to leave you, what is your destiny, you're meant to have a purpose together, all these you're so strongly connected to your soul as a divine feminine and to your vision that all this is true, and yet you cannot understand why the other counterpart is dealing with the matrix or dealing with other people, and they just keep abandoning your vision, they keep abandoning you, but they don't abandon you as a person, they abandon their own soul because of the rejection wounding. All right, so, and as a divine feminine, you will have to heal that abandonment wound, and to really be able to be fortified in your own inner union with yourself, so that you can be a light out into the world. And through sharing your light out into the world, the masculine will be guided back to themselves. All right, that was it. Now, how is this relevant to just the ascension process? As I was sharing in many other episodes, the matrix is built on separation. Oneness, which is the 5D frequency, is at the higher level, at the soul level, at the core level. We are not separate. There is no such thing as feminine and masculine. Polarity, duality, these only exist in the 3D. And this is why in the 3D, there is the illusion of separation between you and your counterpart. But on a soul level, which is your higher self, which is your 5D, you are not separate. You are one. Because the two souls that have incarnated are simply polarities of the same soul frequency, of the same spiritual entity, if you want to call it like that. But on a 5D level, we are oneness. And through the process of us coming back to our own soul, meaning to oneness, to the 5D, and working through this healing, painful journey, we are able to ascend other people as well. And this is what the 144,000 are doing. And the way this is going to happen or the way this is going to unfold, or the reason why this has been designed by the master plan in the divine orchestration of all these light beings that are assisting us, is because the main source of separation, of heartbreak, of trauma, of karmic looping and cycles on Earth is separation and disconnection from our soul. And so what most 3D people do is they live as an ego, and they live in a reactive state of looping because they aren't able to look within, meaning to connect to their soul. And they are just escaping themselves, and that's how the 3D is going. That's how the 3D is looping. That's how when you're not connected to your soul, when you're disconnected from source, you're a robot. You're just an ego that can be easily manipulated, that can be mind controlled, because if there is no coherence between the mind and the soul, which is again inner union, it's the beautiful harmonious collaboration and merging. Okay, the inner union, ascension, it is the beautiful harmonious connection, merge of these two energies within yourself. And the reason why in the 3D things are looking very, very awful with your other counterpart, it is a mirrored reflection of the inside dynamics that is going within you, which is a mirror again of how the world is built. And as a twin flame, you came here to understand this process. You came here to go through this painful process of perceived separation, of being separate from your soul, which is extremely painful, so that you can gather data and understand on a conscious human level. And with that information right now, you're going to guide others out of the hell, the inverted matrix hell. Wow, okay, that was a lot. And by the way, I just want to say, it has taken me years to get to this level of understanding. So it's because there is, I have read so much about twin flames. I have just dove. I was constantly just trying to figure this out, and that is because there is no map out there, and there are very few twin flames currently that have figured this out. But on our wave right now, we're getting it right. The light bulbs are really lightening up, because it's time. It's really time for ascension, and it's time to just really come back into our purpose. It's what's going to be unfolding over the next 2 years. Whether you're a twin flame or not, many of you will step into their full purpose. Because I was, I'm a New Earth visionary guide. I'm a New Earth visionary oracle, however you want to call it, because I was told over the next 2 years, many souls that are on this wave will awaken, and many of you are gonna need guidance. And this is my purpose. This is my purpose, because I have personally gone through it. I have personally looked at all the things that I myself would have needed back then when I was struggling alone to understand this process. And I can give right now, and I can offer my support and my guidance to those many souls. I'm hearing millions that are right now stepping into their soul purpose, because the matrix is just crumbling, and it's going to crumble more and more. and we no longer need to figure this out on our own. We are really coming together as a tribe, as a collective, and we are speeding this process, okay? Because the only reason why it was so slow is because we were all in our corners, just, going through the karmic processes and going through this understanding all on our own, or just using some other very limited information that is out there around ascension. And we were still in the web of illusion, still conditioned by the matrix. We had to go through this process of karma. But again, the next 2 years are really about that. Are really about you really stepping more and more and more and more and more, and fully aligning with your soul purpose. And then we are really going to start building, and the new earth is going to just be birthed into existence. And over the next 20 years, we will already have a stable foundation, a stable ground, a stable society for the next generations and for the next incoming star seeds, that we are building a galactic new race. We are building a world. So, okay, I want to end with that. Our purpose as star seeds was to ascend Mother Gaia out of the AI agenda, meaning to make Mother Gaia an inhabitable place for life again. Because what's going to happen on the other timeline is, it's so dark that I don't even want to share. So we wanted to ensure that she will not lose life. That's what it is. That's really what it is. And so what we're doing is that the earth is splitting. There is a timeline that is going to hell, literally. And the 5D is basically Mother Gaia being uplifted, and therefore we need to create structures, physical structures, and not just to ground the new earth as pulling our vision from the ethers into reality through projects and through concrete things. Okay, this is what we're going to do over the next 20 years with Pluto in Aquarius. And so what's going to happen is we are the generational breakers. We're breaking this cycle. And then the new baby starseeds who have zero karma, who have never been on Earth, can actually leave because they would have never make it in the old Earth. And so this is how we create a new human race that has galactic origins, and Mother Gaia will no longer be isolated somewhere in the galaxy and have it be controlled by all these authorities that just wanna that have exploited her so far. And so right now, because we are because energetically she's so elevated, she can receive visitors. She can, I'm sorry, I'm having a blast right now. She can she's no longer isolated, just sitting there in a corner and having her be hurt by all these injustices. And as galactic warriors, we received the calling. Mother Gaia said, I need you, I need help. And so we came here as contractors of Mother Gaia to help her out of that 3D box. All right. So I have to stop there because I could go on forever. But it's for now, I believe this is really what the message that really needed to come through. It's very multi-layered. I want to say there are many, how do I call them? There are many aspects and many angles through which you can look at this journey of ascension, but I wanted to record a video in which you can understand everything from star origin, star seed, twin flame, ascension, timelines, earth split, 5D, new earth, purpose, soul. Gosh. And I repeat again, the twin flames are extremely they are key to the ascension process, because they are the ones who have created the template of how this process works, so that others don't have to go through this on their own, or to go through the same painful process. And the reason why you chose to do this is because your soul can handle it. And it's because you are a just massive presence of light. I repeat, some of the Syrian star seeds were Mary Magdalene, Jesus, Einstein, Tesla, and that these are just a few. And the Syrian star seeds are primarily the ones that are spiritual. They have spiritual guidance. Oh, Buddha, I'm hearing. Okay, they have spiritual guidance to share with the world. Now there are many others. Pleiadians. For me, the Pleiadians are mostly artistic. They're here to help us connect with our heart, to our creativity. The Arcturians are mostly innovative. They have really high, incredible healing technology, just amazing. They have amazing structures. They have amazing projects. They are just incredible. And there are so many others, but I want to share that we all have our sort of flavor of mission, and we all have our unique purpose, but the core of it all is what I shared with you today. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope this message was helpful. Do let me know in the comments below if you have questions. And again, if this resonates and if you want guidance and support on your journey that we are just embarking on, and you are one of the first, you are a pioneer, and you want to just really map out all this process as well, I will invite you to apply to my New Earth mentorship program, in which I will take you to this journey of reconnecting back to your true soul purpose. We go through the healing process of everything that may still attach to the old earth, and this is how you're able to be sovereign in your mission, away from the 3D, away from the matrix, and you can start taking steps towards your soul mission, your soul family, your soul path, and just be free out of these karmic cycles. All right, so with that, I will leave you there, and see you on the next one. Take care, and bye for now.